What is up, my people? Back in the chair. I've got a lot on my mind that I want to get out into a video. And just a disclaimer, this is all really my opinion. I can't change anyone's mind on this, but I'm just saying why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling right now. And it is a political video. It's not endorsing anybody. I won't endorse anybody. Why? Because I refuse to endorse anyone who's obviously, in my eyes, playing a part. And that's honestly all that I think that politics is now, is theater, just to get us divisive amongst each other. And this is going to be similar to the video I made on the whole soft guy era, the drizzle. Like, while I was watching the comments on that, some people gave some pretty high praises and understood what it was I was saying, but then there was other people who just kind of like seemed to have dismissed it and gave these completely brain dead takes on it. And that's where I kind of subscribe to a lot of Gnostic ideals, where it's like I understand that there's going to be people who, no matter what you say, whether even though they clicked on the video in their own will and accord, they just want to spit hate, spit venom, completely dismiss everything you say. Some people are just like talking to a brick wall, because you know what? They know better than you. They know you don't. They know everything. And, but to people like that, I just, okay, you know everything, I guess. And I let them live their life like that. But when that kind of like ideal comes back to them, look, I'm not here to gain fame. I'm here to reach out to the people who understand, the people who get it. Because I'm looking for the other people who would be considered chosen ones. I consider myself, in that category. Like, especially if you want to go by Gnostic standards, I'd say pneumatic, not Hylic. But that's the thing, is in Gnosticism, the Hylics are just going to keep being Hylics. And you can't get mad at the way the world is. You can't get mad that most souls haven't woken up to the way that the world actually works, and especially with politics, though, because I've had the blessing of being able to have a foot in both worlds, because we play red team, blue team every 4 and especially every 2 years, and it never solves anything. My entire life, we've heard it every 4 years. This person's going to fix it. No, they're going to fix it this time. Now this next person's going to fix it. It always just goes downhill. And then we wait for the next guy, and then we blame our opposition. Oh, all this is because of him. And then the other person is just, and then when it always trades to two people hating each other and thinking that the other person's out to get them. And now they've gotten so polarized with such extreme views, where it's kind of like I really can't shake too many people from this. Especially, and it's like, why would I outsource the right to make the world a better place to some guy in a suit who doesn't even know my name or know me by face, when I myself, know what I can do to make at least my world better? Because I can't control the whole country. I could control my community. I can control, not like control it, but I control the goodness in my community, my circle, my friend group, my peers, all that, like who I spend my time with and what makes my world a happy place. Because this entire 4 years between 2020 and 2024, which I feel like was like the Infinity War of an end game of politics. Like 2020 was that giant snap where no matter where you were going to be affected by it, and you were a luck of the draw. I consider myself very lucky that I landed where I landed at the end of that year, because I was surrounded by a lot of radicalized friends. I had to fight my way out of some situations, and it was a real bad uphill battle. And it felt like I just resurfaced from being in the depths of the ocean. And after that, I started self-discovering myself, gaining skills, knowledge, taking IT certifications, learning blue-collar trades. My weld tests are up there, learning how to play different instruments, learning music theory. I love music, I really do. But there's very few people who have actually gone on that journey of self-discovery, to almost the point where it's like I look at the calendar and I'm like, oh, wow, it's 2024, where some people are like, finally, it's 2024, time for another political year. But 2020 taught me one thing, is that when push comes to shove, they all just kind of like turn on us. If you're in that political realm, you kind of go against the lip service you've given us your entire term, and you choose to give another one of the cuts to the nation of death by 1,000 cuts, because they always end up passing something no matter what team they fall for, to make things a little bit worse and to erode our rights ever so much. But if you actually want to read the Bill of Rights, it really falls on us, the people, to make the world a better spot, and we have outsourced all of that to basically, in my opinion, bureaucrats. So we really have no right to, complain, even though I'm kind of complaining right now, but I'm complaining with the hope that someone understands this. And maybe I could change someone's mind. I can't do that all in like a 10 or 12 minute video. That would take a long time to go down. And then again, this is not a political commentary channel, but I just want to make sure that this two-party system doesn't drain our energy anymore. Because I was working, and two people got into a fight because one entrance got blocked off coming into the parking lot, so they got lost, and they almost came into the line, and it was one of those things where you had to redirect it, and they started fighting and everything like that. Instead of asking questions like, hey, are you all right? Are you lost? They just wanted to jump down each other's throats. And that's another thing. We can't depend on someone in a suit to make our world better when that's how we treat each other. I'm not saying that we have to not have boundaries and not have our own personal lives or individualities, but we at least got to respect each other as human beings to understand that, okay, yeah, some people make mistakes. Some people get lost. Some people get these things, and we use that discernment to tell when to help, because that whole thing could have been avoided had we just, as fellow countrymen, understood maybe this person just got misdirected. It happens. But I think that that's something that very few people actually understand in this lifetime. And that's why politicians really won't help us, because we have a responsibility to help ourselves. And look, I know right now with what's going on the news, things are more tense than they've ever been. They've added another layer of hate to the divisive fuel that makes us hate each other. And if you want to vote, go ahead. I can't stop you from doing that. At the end of the day, we do kind of got to make a decision. I think it's a choice between two, really bad candidates, in my opinion. But I've had a foot in both worlds, both blue team and red team. And let me tell you, all the blue teamers who post on social media, love, harmony, forgiveness, the current thing, right? Behind closed doors, they prove to be some of the most selfish, conniving, trying to put up a front that they're pure than everybody else. Love up front, but behind, it's just, how can I use this love front to deceive people? And then when you go to the red team, I saw all that hard work, integrity, all that, team building. And I'm not saying everyone fell short in this aspect, but there were a lot of bad apples in that bunch too that really kind of backed up what the blue team was saying. And I'm not saying that this is everybody who doesn't stick to their principles, because there's people who do have principles that they do stick to. But there's a lot of people who just use those principles as a front, and then they do whatever is going to benefit them in the long run, whether that person is part of their team or their group or whatever. And it's just a bunch of things that have chosen to polarize us and put us in these camps. But it's our responsibility to turn away from it and to realize, hey, I'm my own individual. I make my own decisions. No one's going to make those for me. And I hope that some people can more people nowadays can kind of look at the distractions on the TV and say, you know what? You got a point. This does seem like it's going to waste a lot of my life when we could be building something very grand. We could be building a community where people actually don't have to worry about elections, where we know we have each other's back, where we have our integrity. And there are places out there like that. I actually have a few communities that I have, been a part of recently that I love hanging out with those people, and I love being around those people because at the end of the day, they just brighten up my day. And I want to have friends. I want to have relationships. I want to have all these things that we should have in life, human connections. But you'd be surprised how much this two-party system has robbed us of all this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go watch some UFC tonight, enjoy some sports, and vibe with the people who have that common interest of mixed martial arts, because they will never be able to politicize that. I mean, in some aspects they have, but a lot of the people I hang out with, we don't let that bother us. The people I hang out with see what I see. So I know I'm not just endlessly blabbering, but I'm trying to find a way to land this plane, Don't let the gatekeepers gatekeep your happiness. I know that we have a lot of material reasons to be upset. A lot of people are in financial dire straits. It's a lot easier to smile and be positive and just be confident, bro. I get that. I'm not saying you can just switch it off and just work harder. No. But when you control the things you can control and make life better for each other instead of finding reasons to hate and argue, you'd be surprised where it could take you. And not everyone's going to do it. But you stick around the people who do understand that and stay away from the people who don't, I think we might be all right. Peace out.